How are you doing today, Daphne?
I'm fine. How are you?
Really good, thanks. I mean, I'm sure you've heard this a lot, but I absolutely love the movie. You shot this such a long time ago now. It must feel like this journey has been going on so long. Is it still quite strange to be talking about it?
Yes, but I'm happy because I waited for this 3 years. We shot it now. Now it's been 4 years. We shot it in 2018.
Wow.
So yeah, I'm happy it continues to be somehow part of my life, this movie, because I loved so much working with Paul.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to be part of this universe
Yeah.
still.
Yeah, that gap between shooting it and it being released was so long. Did it feel like the quiet before the storm for you in a way?
Yeah, I couldn't wait for the storm. Really, for 3 years, I was, oh, I want everybody to see this movie, and I want to have the discussions and uh, and get mad with people talking about it, or yeah, having big conversations about it. Yeah, I was really, really, really not anxious. Yeah, anxious in a good way, looking forward to it. Yeah.
It's a horror, a comedy, it's a romance story, it's a drama, it's a thriller. I mean, it is everything in one.
It's everything. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's everything at once.
Did you get that sense from reading the script for the first time, and were you even surprised when you first saw the movie?
Um, I mean, when I knew that I was gonna do a film with Paul Verhoeven, I saw almost all of his. I mean, most of his movies, and it's always the case. His movies are always really plural, and they have a mix of genres, and you never really know what are the motives of each character and what the movie is about, what's the theme of the movie. You're always whenever you have a certainty, he always flips everything around, and it's a comedy, and then you think, it's really serious. Actually, no, it's kitsch. Is he making fun of the movie, or is it, no, it's a historical drama? And that's the case with Benedetta. And I remember that when I was reading the script, I would turn the pages, and each page I was thinking, there's not one scene that's normal. And even on set, um, whenever he was giving us a direction, he would say, for example, to me something really concrete, and then he would go away and turn back and say, or maybe not. So he was always flipping everything around, even in the way we would say something, and sometimes it was funny, sometimes not. We never knew. It was everything together at the same time, all the time.
Yeah. Because I mean, Paul Verhoeven has such a wonderful habit of creating such complex, nuanced kind of female roles in all of his movies. Now you've had the chance to work with him. Do you understand how and why that is? He's been able to bring such brilliant roles for women to screen over the last sort of 30 or 40 years.
No, it's true. I remember that when I was watching his films, I thought that the way he would portray women and the way he would give them back their complexity was really astonishing to me, and kind of destabilizing me. Do you say that in English?
Yeah.
Destabilize, like, whoa, because it was very different from what I was used to seeing in films, yet it was closest to my experiences and my friends' experiences, and the women I know who are very complex. And especially what struck me really was with female sexuality, and female, how he portrayed female pleasure, which I could relate to that. And that was a very, very interesting for me. Well, I don't know why he has this sensibility, but for me, he never he's always with his characters, even if they're a male or female. He's with them. You're experiencing with them. They're not objects of his camera. I don't know how to explain that. So yeah, I don't know why he has this sensibility, but he's great for that.
I mean, you mentioned obviously the sort of themes of sexuality and some of the sequence in scenes in the movie. I mean, how important was it? I mean, obviously, when you know you're shooting scenes, like some of the scenes you have to shoot, that you trust the filmmaker, you trust the process. Did you all sort of sit down beforehand to discuss how every shot would look eventually in the finished product?
From the guy, when I first met him, he came. I had read the script, and he came with so I knew that there were many sex scenes and nude scenes, and he came in the first. I mean, it was just the first meeting, and he came with before I even knew that I was going to do the movie. He came with the storyboards of those scenes, so everything was there. I had all the, how do you call that? The frames.
Yeah, the
I
frames.
knew
Yeah.
what the frames would what the frames would be, and we discussed it. And he said, "Okay, are you okay with this? Is something that you want to change? Something that you're not comfortable with?" And everything was really okay for me. And I had complete trust in him regarding everything, but also those scenes, because they narrate much more than just sex and sensuality, and that's always in all of his films. When you see Basic Instinct and you see the sex scene, the first sex scene, it's not even, you're not watching the sex. I was so scared of the moment she's gonna take the ice breaker and kill him. Or in Showgirls, the sex scene is so over the top that it's really funny, and I feel that in Benedetta also the sex scenes have humor in them. I forgot what was the question. Yeah, so we discussed a lot about the sex scenes. We didn't rehearse them, but we knew exactly what we had to do, and once we were on set, everything was really choreographed. I mean, we rehearsed before shooting, and everything was really precise. So it was one of the scenes that I had most fun shooting because of the preciseness of it, and you could really forget everything
Yeah, but
enjoy the procedure.
I mean, when you give so much of yourself to a role like this, is it quite difficult? Does it become difficult to watch this back? Are you okay watching this as an audience member?
That's why it was good, the 3 years waiting.
Yeah.
So I had time to forget about it and have more distance with it. I mean, it's always difficult watching myself, and it's not the fact the being naked, or it's generally difficult. But I loved the movie so much that I was able to see it with distance, and not watching myself and watching the movie.
I want to ask as well about working with Virginie, because I mean she's so wonderful as well, and you have such a wonderful sort of presence together on screen. But do you recall that first ever meeting between you? Because I guess when you first met her for the first time, you both knew what relationship had to develop between you on. So I just wondered if when you first met, was there a kind of like hi, and then sort of like, why we've got a lot to do.
Yeah, we're gonna be very close. No, when I met her, I was a very big fan of hers before, and I knew that she was doing the film when I was. I mean, I was really excited meeting her, because I was such a huge fan, and it was not difficult for me to act like I was in love with her, because somehow I was really in love with her, of the actress she is, and I would already watch her like, I love you. So yeah, I think I remember I was trying to calm myself a little bit, because I was acting too much like a fan, like, I love you. Yeah.
And obviously, I mean, there was lots of focus and everyone talking about the kind of more romantic sort of sexual scenes in the movie, but there's some really dark scenes as well. And I just wondered if, when you shoot films, that have dark scenes like torture and stuff.
Dark. Yeah.
was when you shoot the darker scenes, like the torture scenes, can they almost weirdly be the funniest or the scenes to shoot? And what I mean by that is when I watch a horror movie and something scary happens, sometimes my reaction is to laugh. You know, sometimes we use kind of comedy to cloud over things that are quite affecting. I just wonder, when you shoot the dark scenes, can they be weirdly enjoyable on a set?
Yeah, because it's the aspect of catharsis. Do you say that in English?
Yeah.
Catharsis?
Yeah. Cathartic or catharsis. Yeah.
Yeah, the cathartic aspect of it, and to kind of get away something that it's really your worst nightmare, to be able to act it. It's somehow okay. It's never gonna happen. It's cathartic, like exhausting. I don't know how to say that for my English. I mean, I wouldn't say that it was funny.
No,
because
maybe not fun.
but no, it's always very interesting to be. I mean, I feel very lucky to be able to live so intense experiences that I would, and somehow I'm never scared of leaving. I don't know. It kind of calms me down. It's like psychotherapy.
But my final question is, because obviously we were speaking before about the fact that this film has been playing for a while now, and it was made a while ago, and it's been on the festival circuit for some time, and I'm sure you've traveled with the film. Yeah. You spoke about having sort of dialogue with audiences and talking to people about it. Has it been quite interesting seeing how the film plays in different places? Have you noticed different festivals in different nations that the film has traveled to has had different responses?
Yeah, different reactions. Not really. I didn't have. I mean, no one came to me with extreme reactions and or bad reaction. Many people asked me about religion, and Jesus, and I had no answer on that, because for me it's not a film about religion. I mean, it could be viewed as partly as something but it's a film about faith, about love, about politics, about many things. So yeah, there were many times that they would ask me questions very about religion where I had no answer really, but I had no bad reaction. But I don't know if people come to you with the bad reaction saying like, oh, I hated the movie.
Well, I think the main reason there's not bad reactions is because the film's so good, probably. You would think. But thank you so much for your time, Tim, for speaking to me today. I know you've had a busy day, so it's really appreciated. And yeah, I hope you can carry on speaking about this movie for many years to come, because it.
Yes, I hope.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys.
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey You Guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yeah.
Nice.